Watching CNN News 18 with me, Griha. We're now getting some breaking news on the broadcast, and this is a crucial piece of information that we're putting out as the National Investigation Agency has now sought information on wanted accused in the San Francisco Indian consulate attack case, and they have in fact released notices with pictures of the accused, and they've also promised to keep the identity of the informers a secret. That's a big development that we are given to understand is taking place at the moment. Remember, on the 2nd of July this year, the Consulate General of India at San Francisco was in fact torched, and there was a similar incident of vandalizing apparently by Khalistan supporters that was reported from California itself in the month of March as well. My colleague Arunama, who's got us that information, is also with us on the broadcast. Arunama, more details, please.
The National Investigation Agency is already probing, multiple cases of Khalistani attack and vandalism. We saw earlier how the London High Commission incident was probed, and now they have come out requesting public for more information as far as the consulate attack on San Francisco consulate is concerned. They have released picture of 10 wanted accused in this case, which is of March this year, and these 10 accused their pictures have been put out from screen grabs. Two of the notices carry photographs of two accused, and the third notice shows picture of the other 6 accused who were allegedly involved. What has been requested is identification and information about these people who have been, captured on video evidence available. What NIA is essentially trying to do is, once they have identified who these people are, I think they'll also see whether they are Indian nationals or they are American passport holders. If they are Indian nationals, then of course NIA's jurisdiction increases that much more.
Right, and since you mentioned what happened to the Indian High Commission in London, Arunama, and there was a similar instance of how there were the pictures released and how they had identified 14 to 15 people who had these secessionist tendencies, and they in fact had confirmed that that identification has been done, and now the investigation is going to carry forward. Is that a similar instance that they're looking at doing at the moment, looking for the identities and revealing of the identities of these pictures that NIA has put out regarding their involvement in the San Francisco attack?
Yes, so in both the cases, public support is what NIA is seeking. It is not easy for NIA. There are jurisdictional issues. You have to depend on your sister agencies. In the case of Indian High Commission in London, you depend on the British police. In the case of San Francisco, you depend on American agencies. So you're essentially trying to get help from, local public. Most of these people would have either migrated from India. Many would still have family members back home in Punjab. So when you put out these pictures and screen grabs on social media, on mainstream media channels, there is a large possibility that somebody in their village or in their locality would be able to identify who that person is. That is what NIA is depending on, that if there is any linkages that public can give them, then it is easier for them to identify who are these people, from which area they belong to, and if they are still Indian passport holders or they have properties here in India, then Indian agency has another handle to try and hold them accountable to law.
Thank you so much for that information, Arunama. So Indian authorities wanting to understand if there are Indian passport holders, there are Indian citizens who were involved in these 2 attacks, both in London and also in San Francisco. Twice the High Commission, London and San Francisco was in fact attacked in the months that were preceding March. This is the July attack which we are talking about, where the entire building was tried to be torched, and that's what the NIA currently is looking at. We will keep an eye on this story.